a non-residential on-call, so I don't have to be in the hospital. Um,
It's been a really stressful week, and now I have to go on a 24 hours on call shift in a mental health ward as a psych resident working in the NHS. Okay, so my name is Blessing, and I am a doctor working in the NHS. I am a psychiatry trainee, by the way. So you might be wondering, why is she doing a 24 hours on-call shift in the NHS? Yes, I get. But then this 24 hours on-call shift only happens when I work weekends. So there's a way our rota is adjusted such that we do these long calls. But then what makes it easier or able to deal with is the fact that it's a non-residential on-call. And that basically means that you don't have to be present in the facility physically or through the period of the call. So what happens is every time you're needed, you're going to get a call on your call phone, and then you are given a few details about the job, and that is to help you decide if you're going to go into the facility to see this person or if this is something that you can sort out remotely. And so that is how it goes. So but this particular day ended up being so busy for me. So guys, it's another day of 24 hours shift. So it's a weekend and today is a Sunday, and so I'm going to be working from 9 a.m. today till 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, and I'm all dressed now. So this morning I've already gotten a call about a new admission, so that doesn't seem like a good deal, because usually a lot of times my Sunday calls are usually like very calm, usually very chilled. I hardly get new admissions, and even if I'll get maybe later in the day, but this one, just at the beginning of my shift, I have already gotten a call about a new admission. And besides that, there are also some patients that are kind of critical that may eventually need a lot of attention. So I don't know, but I'm already anticipating that today is going to be like a really long day for me. But whatever the situation is, I have to get the job done. So I'm just going to pack up my bags and I'm going to go with food today, because yes, I have to go with food since I've already anticipated that it's going to likely be a long day. So I'm going to go with enough food so that whatever happens, that can cover me until I am able to get a break. So I'm just going to pack my bag now and I'm just going to head off. So during an on-call shift, I cover various units. So we have like 3 inpatient wards, or do I say about 4 inpatient wards, and then we have like a step-down center somewhere in the community, and also sometimes the crisis team can actually call for you to do prescription or seek for your advice as the on-call doctor. And at other times, you might also have to see a new admission in a part of the hospital called the 136 suite.
So I have just arrived on the ward, and this used to be the doctor's room, but we now have a new doctor's room upstairs. But when I'm having a new admission, I wouldn't want to go that far away because I'll have to do a lot of things, do bloods, do ECGs, and so running upstairs, downstairs, so I'll just get somewhere on the ward where I can stay, collect the patient, do everything that I need to do, sort that patient out, and then maybe when I have other jobs that may not require me to like have a lot of contact with the patient, I could do that in the doctor's room. So I might just be using the rooms on the ward today majorly. So I have a new patient on the ward, and the funny thing is no handover, like no proper handover about this patient. So this is like a really new patient. We know nothing, almost nothing about this patient, and I just hope I'll be able to get enough information from this patient really, because if not, then obviously I don't have a lot I can do. I'll probably have to call I'll have to call my on-call consultant and also discuss the patient afterwards. So let's just swing into action.
Usually when there's a new admission, besides just sitting and clerking the patient, there are some other things that we really need to do. There are some blood tests that they're like compulsory, they're like part of your admission routine that you need to do. So it's important to take those bloods. And unfortunately, in my facility, we do not have like phlebotomy, so you as the on-call doctor has to do it. Then also for every new admission, we must do an ECG, and that is very important because some antipsychotics can actually have some effect on some of the cardiac reading, and so it's just important to have like a baseline ECG, and then we usually monitor that as this patient continues on their medication, especially when we have plans or when there's a chance that this patient might need to start a new antipsychotic medication, not just antipsychotic, like a new medication. And some other times it could just be that maybe this patient might need to be switched from the one they are currently using to another one. So it's just very important to have like those baseline bloods, because it does give a lot of information and also eventually can be very helpful in caring or managing this patient. So I have just taken the bloods to the lab, and also because we don't actually have like a lab in our facility, so we use the lab in the main hospital. So in most facilities, the mental health facilities are usually close or attached to a physical, like a main medical center. So a lot of times there's usually like a lot of interaction, and so what we basically do in my facility is we get the bloods and we take it over to the main hospital where it's going to be processed and the results will be sent back to us.
So right now I've dropped off the bloods, I've done the ECGs, and I'm trying to do the patient notes. So this is taking me quite some time because I have to like gather information from different places because they are kind of disjointed. I have another patient, like another admission, that will also be coming in later this afternoon. So I'm really trying to finish this note, finish everything with this patient, and just have a look at the new patient's details too, and see if I can start putting the notes together to get a clearer picture of the story before the patient even arrives. Somewhere there, I'm going to also have to do some few jobs on the ward, some prescribing medications. I've also had to review one of the patients on the ward who has some concerns about her physical health. Somewhere in the middle of all of this, I'm going to try to squeeze out some time to have my brunch, really, because it's already afternoon. So I missed breakfast today, so I'll just try and get some lunch because I might be here till maybe evening.
One of the things about a psychiatry admission is the fact that you have to get a lot of information, sometimes from different sources. Sometimes your patient is not able to give you a lot of details that may be important in understanding what exactly is going on. So sometimes you have to depend on notes from other mental health professionals who have seen this patient before you. So looking through the patient's notes, sometimes that might give you an idea. Looking through past records, past medical record, GP records, sometimes could also help give you some information. Sometimes you could speak to a relative or a next of kin, and so those are like the different ways that you try to gather or synthesize your history. At this point, I needed to get some food into my system. I was getting so hungry, and unlike the last time, sometimes when I am on call, I usually do not come with a lot of food because I usually anticipate that somewhere I should be able to get some time to be able to go back and get some food, like leave the facility to get some food. But on this particular day, I just knew that okay, it's likely going to be a busy day, and so I came prepared. I came with a lot of food.
I'm back for my break, and yeah, I'm not done with my jobs, but of course I'll carry on, finish my notes, and start prepping the notes for the new patient. Then I'll also go to the other wards to find out what is going on, if they need me for anything, and then I sort all of that out while I wait for the new patient to come. And so that's just going to be it for now. I'll just continue to drink my water. So guys, I'm still here. This is already past 6 p.m. and I'm trying to review the second patient. And usually I like to go through the notes and what has been done before the patient comes in on admission. It gives me a better picture of what exactly could be going on before I go ahead to see the patient, and also to understand what has been done, what do I need to do, what should I not do, and all of that. So I'm reading through the patient's notes, and I'm also trying to put my own notes together. So really, I hope, I don't know, I might still have another new admission this night, but so no other concerns for now. And I'm just going to carry on with my job, sort out these notes. And if I don't have any new patients, then I will go home. That's usually how it goes on the ward, really. So some days it could be very busy, and some days it's quiet. And really, the funny thing about mental health is you don't really need to be on your feet all the time. We do a lot of paperwork, documentation. So a lot of times we actually have a significant amount of interaction with our computers, and we do a lot sitting on our chairs than even the actual, contact with patients. So yeah, it sounds ironic, right? But that's the reality.
Most times when I have a new patient and I am going in to have a chat with them, I usually like to go in with the ECG machine and also the stuffs to take the bloods, because I just like to do it all at once. Because sometimes you might get in and be lucky, this patient is willing to speak to you and this patient is willing to do the bloods and ECG, and you might go again in the next 15 minutes, and at the next encounter this patient doesn't even want to see you, or doesn't want to have anything to do with you, or doesn't even want you to touch them. So that's why I usually prefer going all at once, because I'm like, okay, so if I am lucky this time around, I'll just do everything so I don't have to go back and seek this patient's audience. So, and it's always worked for me.
So right now it's like 5 minutes to 10. I am tired. I am fagged out. I haven't had dinner. Of course, dinner is gone for today. I'll just probably find something very light to eat when I get home. So I just finished documenting for both patients now. So I'm just going to check the other wards and see what's going on there. Or yeah. So if there's nothing, then I will be on my way home. So I'm going to call a taxi because it's already late and I live a bit far away. So so for some persons might be wondering, oh, why is she going home when she's on call? Because it's a non-residential on call, so I don't have to be in the hospital for the entire period of the call. So if there's a job, I will get a call from the ward and I can come in and sort out the jobs. Today happened to be a busy day, so that's why I've been here for over 12 hours, and I hope this is just going to be the end of any serious. Yes, I might get some call to do some prescription or things like that, but I hope it's not a new admission. But if it's a new admission, I don't have a choice. I just have to come in. Okay, so I'm really tired right now. I just really need to get myself something to eat, and then let's see how it goes.
So I'm on my way to check out the other wards, and fortunately for me, the patients are all settled and there seem not to be any concerns at all about any of the patients on the other wards.
Hi. Hi, I recognise your face. How are you?
I'm alright. I'm the uncle.
Yeah.
I'm going out to get my taxi and heading home.
Oh my god, it's so cold. Like, these days the weather has changed a lot and it's become a lot colder and getting darker too. Like, as early as 5 p.m. everywhere is already dark. I'm never usually surprised whenever I see the sitting room in this condition, because what do you expect of a toddler's mom? Because this guy just make sure it touches everything and brings everything. No matter how many times you try to arrange the house or clean the house, it still get messed up at the end of the day. Yeah, so welcome to my world. So I'm finally settling for a bowl of granola and milk because that seemed like the quickest and healthiest food that I can afford to eat at that time of the night. Yes, just putting things away, and somehow I'm still expecting that a call might come in. I might have to go back to the ward, but in the meantime I'll try to have some food and try to get some rest too. So getting upstairs, I saw my toddler had already slept, so I had to take him to his room. And after doing that, I came back to settle down, finish my food, and on my way I also got a job which I'm going to try to sort out now. And the moment I am done with that, then I'll try to settle in, and I hope I get some sleep before the next set of jobs starts coming in. So these days, as a young woman who is really trying to do better with look and appearance, I'm beginning to pay a bit more of attention to my skincare routine and more so my night routine. So I just try to ensure that I clean my face, I brush my teeth before going to sleep. It doesn't matter the number of hours of sleep that I eventually end up getting. I just ensure I do it. And just like I said before, trying to get myself as comfortable as possible to get some sleep, even if this sleep is just going to be for 1 or 2 hours, it doesn't matter. But I need to be as comfortable as possible and get enough rest before the next set of jobs starts rolling in. So this is like past 7 in the morning. I just got called again to come and review a patient who had a fall. By the time I'll be done, it's probably time to hand over to the day team, and so this is how it usually goes, like for a 24-hour shift really. It's almost 9 a.m. so I'm just rounding off doing my handover notes, and the moment I'm done with that, I'm just gonna head off and go home. I have so much to do because it's been a really long weekend for me, and I think I also need to get more rest before I start another new week. And I'll be seeing you guys in another vlog. Bye.